Every time you buy a piece of clothing or open a box delivered to your doorstep, you are interacting with a hidden machine. We take for granted that products move seamlessly across oceans, assuming that global trade is governed by open, free market competition. But during the early 2020s, that peaceful image was shattered. Thousands of containers became gridlocked at major ports, triggering a collapse of the global supply chain and fueling massive inflation worldwide. The fallout was devastating for regular people. Local retail businesses went bankrupt as shelves sat empty and the cost of basic goods skyrocketed. Standard economic theories of a free market failed to explain why this massive logistical failure didn't destroy the shipping industry alongside the businesses it served. During this period of maximum chaos, the shipping industry generated over $200 billion in pure profit in a single year, a sum that dwarfed the combined earnings of Apple and Microsoft. Shipping lines exploited the crisis by charging desperate companies up to 10 times the standard rate just to secure a single spot on a vessel. Global ocean trade functions as a tightly controlled monopoly. A tiny, hidden group of European executives coordinates this arrangement, manipulating the physical movement of the modern world. This arrangement effectively acts as an unlegislated global tax, directly raising the price of food, the cost of daily fuel, and clothing for everyone on Earth. To understand how we got here, you have to go back to the mid-20th century. Loading a ship was a slow, manual nightmare that left cargo vulnerable to theft and delays. Everything changed when an American truck driver named Malcolm McLean invented the standardized shipping container, a simple steel box that could be moved effortlessly from a truck to a ship. This invention reduced the cost of moving cargo by over 90% and gave birth to modern globalization, making it cheaper to manufacture goods thousands of miles away than to build them locally. But a fatal economic flaw was hidden in this new model. Building massive cargo vessels requires billions of dollars of upfront capital. This massive capital requirement forced shipping lines into catastrophic price wars whenever trade slowed down, threatening to bankrupt the entire industry. To survive, the world's largest shipping giants, Maersk, MSC, and CMA CGM, realized they had to stop competing and start cooperating. They avoided anti-monopoly laws by exploiting an ancient maritime loophole to form what they call ocean alliances. The extent of their market dominance is terrifying. Today, just 3 of these alliances control over 80% of all global container shipping capacity. On paper, these groups claim they exist merely to share ship space and improve operational efficiency. Despite their benign paperwork, these alliances operate as a cartel with total leverage over global trade lanes. The primary operational weapon the alliances use to manipulate the global market is a tactic known as blank sailings. The alliances abruptly cancel scheduled voyages, intentionally leaving hundreds of thousands of containers stranded at ports to manipulate the available supply. By choking the supply of available cargo space, they force shipping prices back through the roof. This synthetic scarcity mechanism is identical to the logic used by oil cartels, but it is being applied to the entire physical infrastructure of the planet. The global inflation of the 2020s supply chain crisis was a deliberate weaponization of physical scarcity, fueled by the industry's pursuit of historic profits. After triggering massive economic damage, why hasn't any government or retail giant stepped in to stop them? The cartel uses a defensive shield, flagging their vessels in tax haven nations like Panama or Liberia, even though they are headquartered in Europe. This system allows them to operate entirely outside the jurisdiction of traditional domestic antitrust laws. They have built a borderless corporate empire that answers to no single sovereign government. The cartel's historic $200 billion windfall provided a massive war chest for global expansion. These shipping lines are now using those profits to buy up domestic rail networks, air cargo fleets, and trucking lines worldwide. These companies are systematically acquiring total ownership of the entire global distribution network. By securing control over the physical channels of trade, these executives now dictate the economic survival of entire nations.